Man, I'm ready when I test this boy, and girls come check this boy, and show who's next. This boy is unaware whose head is boiling. Man, I'm ready when I test this boy, and girls come check this boy, and show who's next. This boy is unaware whose head is boiling. Rainbow, those wrestling banging. Tie that rope, that head needs hanging. Draw for the shank, that chest needs yagging.
Hey everybody, welcome to the In the Open social show with JST Compete. I'm Laura Smith, and this is our last week because it is the end of the official CrossFit Open. We hope you've all had fun at least, and it's not been too stressful, but we do have a jam-packed show for you today, and it includes a day in the life of our very own CrossFit nurse, Livy Tom. We're also going to be catching up with Phil Biscard and how the Open has gone down over in Denmark. The usual suspects will join us in Evander Howard and Taylor Howe. And of course, the main man, Steve Fawcett, is going to give all his tips and tricks on how to approach the quarterfinals, which is coming up seriously soon. So much going on, so much to look forward to. But let's kick things off by hearing from Mr. Steve Fawcett. Steve, thanks so much for taking the time to have a quick chat. Retrospectively, now we've got through these 3 weeks, how do you think it's gone for JST as a whole?
Yeah, I'm really happy with how all of the athletes on all the programs have performed. And I mentioned it in a post just yesterday, not even just with how well their performances were in this 3 weeks, but more kind of since this last lockdown, especially when it kind of hit everyone. It was the middle of winter and Open was coming a few months away, and everyone was kind of struggling a little bit with motivation. A lot of them have just found a way to deal with it, found a way to adapt, stuck with the at-home programs if that's all they've had access to. And still put everything on the line and put the best performances they can do in the 3 weeks. And we've had a lot of messages from the guys in the program saying that it was one of the best, it's the best Open performance that they've ever had with limited kind of access to a gym. So really proud from everyone on the programs that they've stuck to it and not giving in when things weren't quite ideal.
And we go into a completely new phase of the build up to the competition. You wouldn't have done anything like this before, but are you in a position, given your experience with the game system, to guide people through this and how to tackle the quarterfinals, which is imminent, looking ahead to the semis?
Yeah, it's actually very similar to the age category online qualifiers, how they've run. Obviously it's the same format, as in it's over 5 or so days, 6 or so workouts. It just happens to be pretty much a week after your Open, so we've got a shorter Open, and then this next stage just comes fairly quick. So it's the same kind of approach that I've done with my masters athletes before and the masters athletes on the program, but just quite shorter term.
It's exciting though, isn't it? How many athletes so far do we know that's qualified for the quarters?
Well, we could go through the whole leaderboard and the whole thing and probably find a lot more. Right now there's 29 people signed up to the road to the quarterfinals, and I know for a fact there's at least 3 times the amount that have qualified.
So what we're saying, guys, is sign up for the Road to the Quarterfinals program. So Steve can help you.
If you all check your inboxes on Fitter, we've given you the program. We've given you the code that you get so you can access the program under your subscription. Get on it.
You probably had a better clue than me, but I didn't realise that so many people would qualify for the next stage. Yeah.
The catchment area is quite big and bigger than I think what people expected, and it's kind of another reason to not kind of work the Open up as like this huge thing in your head. In previous years has been the bigger thing if you wanted to qualify for competitions, but now because that catchment area for the next stage is a bit bigger, you don't have to get so stressed out about the Open. You can just use the Open as what we did with our athletes here as a way of fine-tuning your kind of skills to competing, warming up and your strategy and really getting sharp on those elements, and having that as the reason why you might redo a workout rather than stressing about your rank in the world or your rank in Europe.
So your last final bit of advice to your athletes who are taking on this next stage of the Open, what will you be telling them?
When the workouts are announced, which there's potentially a rumor that by the time that this episode is released, we might know them. Hopefully, there is a bit earlier than the day before. Just structure out your plan. Figure out what events you feel you'll perform best on, which events you'll maybe struggle with the most, and start in kind of an order of what you'll struggle with the most when you're most fresh, and kind of order them if you have the flexibility, if we're allowed to order them any way we want. Order them where you know that even under a bit of fatigue, you can still perform well on these workouts. Put them towards the end. If you know you need to be fresh and ready for the weaker workouts, then put them towards the front and kind of order them that way to get the most out of each workout.
Awesome stuff. So next up, let's drop in with the 3rd fittest man in the United Kingdom and the 5th fittest woman. It looks beautiful where you are. Show us around.
Look at this. I didn't even know how to fit this camera, so hang on.
Don't twist it.
Yeah, Reggie's like a little dot in distance down on that bench somewhere. He's a bit stressing me like.
Oh no, what's happened?
My car to go into a garage today, and yeah, it's just...
Heaven forbid he had to go and drop you at a garage.
Yeah, he had to drop me off at 8:30 this morning and then hit me back at 2:30, and I told him he was ready when he was, and then we had to come back, and then he had to take me back again at 5.
Drama.
Yeah, just drama. So.
Oh, bless you. How are you otherwise?
No, yeah, I'm good. I'm
Good.
good. I knew after the first week that it wasn't any point in putting any pressure on myself after that, and then just do the workout, repeat it, try and get better every time. So all I could do really is kind of, give 100% every time. But overall, I only checked the leaderboard this morning. Not actually checked the leaderboard, but checked like my positioning on like my app. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is, really.
It's pretty damn good. I wouldn't be worrying about it. If you're going, you're going in and aiming for a quarterfinal spot and super comfortable.
Yeah, it's comfortable, but like it's not at the top. You know what I mean?
It's good that you're that competitive, but you've also got to think that you're not being trained to peak, right? At this particular period, you're being trained to peak for the semis.
Yeah, to be fair, like the training that we've been doing around this Open, we've used it as like a training block. Like, so we've been training pretty hard, like in and around the Open. So can't really knock it for like, yeah, that side of things. But I mean, it's not number one.
I love that, but you shouldn't be so hard on yourself. But you must have been really happy when 21.3 and 4 cropped up, because you said you wanted a bit more high skill, and we know you're a weapon when it comes to weightlifting.
To be fair, like when that workout got announced, like the amount of people who like message be like, "Oh, this is yours," like you're gonna smash it and blah 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 blah. Like it gets to me because like I've worked so much more on other things, which like people don't see that hard work going into. They only see your lifts you put up on the ground because that's what you want people to see. You don't want people to see you doing like 20-minute EMOMs of bar facing burpees. Do you know what I mean? And like they see weightlifting and they're like, oh yeah, like you're gonna smash him. Like weightlifting is different to CrossFit weightlifting, and we've only been on that for a year, if you get what I mean. Like when we made the transition from weightlifting, maybe less than a year, and trying to like do more but like CrossFit weightlifting instead of just weightlifting is hard. So when they see like a clean complex, they're like, oh, you're gonna smash this. I'm like, yeah, but you got that workout before it, and it's not weightlifting. Do you know what I mean? Like complex
No,
is not
totally.
weightlifting. So like it does bug me, but like the boys always say, just like in one year out the other year and just get on with it. So
It must be actually really hard, because I suppose when you're me and you're sat here, you don't actually take into account the amount of DMs you must get during this period of time of people like almost laying expectation on you.
The last 3 weeks, like the only time I'll open Instagram app is to do my one post a day, and I won't scroll through. I won't like go on my like DMs or anything like that. But I think that's just, it works better for me, because you don't want to see something and then you'll open the app and the first thing that pops up, and then you see it, something you don't want to see, and then you're just pissed off for the rest of the day. Reggie's actually just walking up the hill by you if you want to speak to him.
Ah, yeah, hand him over.
Okie dokie.
If he'll speak to you.
Yeah, the look he's going to give me when I say, yeah, Reggie's going to be like, what the fuck are you on about?
Wagwan,
Hey, Reginator.
what's happening?
How are
As
you,
if we're doing
babe?
it outside, like, because she's had me around the bend today. Literally, correct. I've had to come out for a little mental health walk to clear my mind, because she's fucking buckled me today, like, Lauren.
I don't understand why you're so irate about going to a car garage.
Oh, no. How many times have I been to that fucking car garage, though? I've done an hour and a half worth of driving today. What I didn't have to do. Right.
Man, how did
what's
it
the
go?
crack?
How were things? The last round, or last 2 rounds?
Let's see rounds.
I saw
So,
you folded
Friday.
in half like a picnic table.
I did. Fucking buckled me. Got a little reality check on that. But nah, I came out a bit too hot on Friday. I like smoked the first 2 rounds, got well giddy. And then like I didn't really have any plan or strategy going into the last round. I was just going to go off the cuff. And then on the weights as well, I wasn't ready for. I was like, I didn't know how to warm up for the weight. Well, I knew how to warm up. I didn't know what it was going to be like when to hit the complex. And so I was just taking it as it comes. Like after I finished it, I was a bit wrecked. Like it hit me really hard because I was proper wrecked off it. And then Monday came round. I was like, I'm not fucking ready for this workout. So I told Jack and Steve, I was like, yeah, lads, I was like, do you want to do it? Like, and I told them about 6 times. It was just me, Jack and Steve while I was warming up. So I spent a good 50 minutes warming up. I've done a good heart opener. I've done all my lunges, done my hips. And then I got to the bar and I was warming up the bar weight before I started the workout. And like, I normally stand 120 like a fucking air squat. And I was standing 120 like it was 120. And I was like, whoa, what's going on here? So I looked at them, I was like having a bit of tantrum. I wasn't doing the jerk. I was like, I'm not doing it. I was like, and they were giving us nothing. I was like, why are they not letting us not do it? Yeah. I was waiting for one of them just to say, right, sound. And they weren't giving us this. I was like, for fuck's sake. I was like, I'm going to have to actually do this workout here. So I was like, right, no one talk to me while I do this workout. I was like, I don't want any hype off it. I was like, I'm just going to go off the cuff and I'll just get it done like. So I started the clock and I came out so relaxed and had a strategy where I was going to break. Fucked the strategy off on the second round because Steve got me back up. He was like, you're 2 seconds off your split. And I was like, what? I looked at the clock. I was like, I'm 12 seconds off my split, mate. I was like, so I just shook my head. I was like, right, I'm going to gain that split back. So I've done a bigger set on the chest of the bar. And then I just had a good strategy for the bar muscle up. So I was going to do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. So I'd done it, finished it. And I was like, I was just happy that the open was done. And I could, I promised Jack and Steve before the open, I was like, I'm being on the first page, mate. I was like, I'm going to be on the first page for the boys. I was like, JSD's going on the first page of the open. So I kept saying them all the way up before we started. And I was glad to bring that back from 21.1 with like a 700th place or something. I was glad to claw it back and finish, I think, inside top 40. I think I finished 37th. So I was like buzzing to do that.
Boom. I'm excited for you. Now,
Yeah.
Before I let you go, I need you to turn around. I need you to make up with Tay because I'm not happy with this marriage falling apart.
Honestly, she needs to fucking make up with me, man. I've had to go on a fucking hour walk by myself.
Say sorry.
No, you say sorry then. See it, say that. I forgive you. Again.
So we'll leave Reggie and Tay to ponder their quarterfinal tactics. Now, How have you guys been getting on? Have you enjoyed yourselves wherever you've been doing the Open, your garden, your basement, your living room? It's been great fun to watch what you guys have been up to. And more importantly, you've been hashtagging us and joining our custom leaderboard. And this is the last week, so let's see if you've made the montage. So what about the men's overalls? We'll show you the overall table first, and that is topped once again by Daniel Skov. He's had a really good Open. In second, Alexandra Bradley, and third, Stephen Fawcett overall. Let's break down the scores because we haven't spoken about 21.3 and 4. 21.3 saw Steve Turnbull take the event, Daniel Skov in second, and Steve Fawcett in third. 21.4 saw Steve Fawcett take top spot with this awesome effort. Take a look. And we can't forget the not on our custom leaderboard, Reggie Fasser, who finishes 11th in Europe. So let's take a little look at the women's leaderboard. Ella Wilkinson sitting in top spot after some epic performances. Martha Cook in second and Marlene Henriksen in third. If we break down 21.3, Ella Wilkinson was top spot, Martha Cook in second, and Sian Percival Edwards in third. 20.4 though, a little bit of a change. Martha Cook and Marlene Henriksen beating Ella Wilkinson on that one, but a really strong top three on both accounts. Well done, girls. And to those who aren't on our custom leaderboard, a huge congratulations to 26th placed Evie Hollis in Europe, 25th placed Taylor Howe, and 10th place Emma Tall. So as I'm sure you're all aware, it's not just athletes in the United Kingdom who have been smashing the Open as part of JST Compete. So let's go across the water and check in with Philip Biscard, JST coach and regionals athlete, to find out exactly how things have gone in Denmark. From a personal point of view, how's your Open gone? I saw a great Instagram the other day that suggested you're maybe not as fit as you have been previously.
I mean, I'm notorious for having a grape-sized heart, and not doing conditioning is not the answer to that. So I did the 17.1 in my courtyard over a milk box, and I mean, it hurt in 17 when I was in shape, but this year was completely, I understand why people hate CrossFit sometimes.
So now considering the Open is more from a coaching perspective than an athlete perspective, safe to say?
Yeah, very safe.
How have your athletes done? Is it nice to see progression there?
It is. I mean, there's been a lot of built up frustration from every side. Like they wanted to compete far faster than they actually got the chance to. So just the anticipation of putting yourself on the leaderboard has both been very good, like just getting that release, but also been very stressful to put yourself out there after a long time not being like comparing yourself to other guys and girls.
If you had to throw some names at me as an English person who isn't quite across the Danish scene, who are the athletes we should be looking out for?
Well, at the moment we have Frederikke Fransen, who is my female athlete for a lot of years now. She'll be definitely one to look for, getting into that top 60. I've also partnered up with an old classic, Klaus Ugerhøj, who's been in the game for a very long time, like even before I came into the CrossFit sphere. But we kind of partnered up in this last year just because we're very good friends, and he trusts me in that sense of coaching. So he was also included into the quarterfinal prep this weekends. So in the Danish top guys and girls, these might be the two. And then I have a lot of like younger stud athletes coming up, ready to put their name out and just create some chaos.
What's your hands-on day-to-day with your guys who are making it into that quarterfinal stage?
Normally I only have remote coaching, just based on where I'm currently based in. But I have been a lot more in Copenhagen, where all the guys are at the moment. So I've been pretty close, hands-on, and it just makes such a difference. Like you can tell from Steve and Richie and Jack and Taylor, like the thing they have going on, just the environment that they have created on small Billings Road 24 or wherever they live. It's been amazing, and it's quite a drastic change from having them in a remote setting going on to an on-site competition setting.
You got a bit of FOMO?
I'm not FOMO. I mean, the whole coaching thing, it's so much more stressful than competing. I think back in the day when I was competing, I was pretty calm and collected when I was competing. Like there had to be something big to stir it up, but managing like other people's expectations and insecurities has been, it's been a test so far.
One thing we've really seen CrossFit push to the forefront this season is the emergency services leaderboard, just to celebrate the incredible work that our heroes on the front line have been doing throughout this pandemic. And we have our very own Wonder Woman on JST Compete. She is the CrossFit nurse, Miss Olivia Tompkins, and she has taken a camera to allow us a little insight into a day in her life. Let's check it out.
Good morning, JST Compete. My name is Olivia Tompkins, aka the CrossFit Nurse, and I will be doing a day of takeover. So you have woken up with me. It is rather late, I'm not gonna lie. I've had a lie in, it's about 10:30. Good morning, Vix. So I'm just having my breakfast. I will be working at a night shift tonight. I'm also about to take a drop of this, which I take every morning before I do my morning conditioning. So we're going to have a good day of eating and training, and just a look into the life of Lily Tom CrossFit Nurse. I'm having my fresh fitness food meal. And I'm going to have a protein smoothie, which I made out of Ken Nutrition protein. It's very nice weather, so I'm just making the most before my PM training session. This salt bike lives here in my kitchen, and then here are all of my weights. Okay, functional. So just doing some pre-PM mobility with GoWard. So gonna get that down and then start the session. I've been doing JST one-to-one individual programming for a year now, and it really helps to have some structure to my training. I'm really reaping the benefits now. I love this time of day. I find it really nice to train after lunch, after I've eaten. So we're warm and we're ready to go. I'm going to start my session, plug my escape pods, headphones in, and literally let's go. So today's session, let's just run through what we're doing. Sort of didn't have to bring out all my plates today, thank goodness, because like I said earlier, we're going into like a mini phase during our JST programming, just after the Open and before guys start the qualifiers. So just lowering the intensity a little bit. Just finished the Open. I did not redo today. 21.3 and 21.4. Last year I wouldn't have even been able to do 30 chest to bars. This year I could do 30 chest to bars, but I did hit a PB jerk in the complex, which according to my coach shouldn't be my PB jerk. So on my days off, like today, really I am prepping for the next time I go on shift. So I start nights tomorrow night, so that's why a little later training, just prepping my body to sleep a little bit more tomorrow and get a bit more rest in before I start working and training, which can be really tough for my body. So frequently asked questions that I said that I would try and answer is, how do I maintain training and work? I work 12-hour shifts, I work days and I work night shifts, and it's just a matter of you got to do what you got to do. To me, training is my release, it's my way of making myself better. It's what I want to do, it's what I want to work towards. I want to be competing in the next couple of years, so it's a hard work that I want to put in for myself. So to me, it's not hard work. It's not hard to get home and work towards your own goals. Yes, some days I'm like, oh, it's so tiring to come back and start again. It's almost like doing another shift, but it's rewarding in itself. It's rewarding to me.
So there is one athlete that we are still to hear from, and he's probably out wadding in his wellies right now if his Instagram is anything to go by.
Beth gave us some headphones with out an aux cable.
Yeah, I can
so
see.
I can put them in my phone.
Are you over at her house?
Yeah, she is.
Hey, Beth.
She's sunbathing.
Oh, I don't blame her. I bet it's beautiful outside.
It says it's 21 degrees or something.
Oh, even up north? Gosh.
Yeah.
How are you? Where are the wellies today?
I don't even know where they are in the house.
So you haven't been
Did you see
working
that
out with them
video?
this week?
No.
I saw on your Instagram, obviously that was a while ago, but you clearly have worked out in them. You shake your head like that's an unreasonable question.
Yeah, I walked in the snow that day, so I couldn't be bothered to change my feet.
Can we just discuss how difficult it must be to box jump in wellies?
It wasn't actually that bad, to be fair.
Don't believe you whatsoever. They flap
It
around
really
on your
wasn't.
feet. You're going to jump up and they're going to flap and you land.
I did fall over in them. Tripped.
Oh, how's life? How was your final round? How did it go?
It was okay.
Yeah.
Better than the other ones.
Yeah, more up your street.
Yeah.
How
It
so?
was a lot more fun. It was more like, not really a typical CrossFit workout, but it was more skill. That's
Yeah,
a skill.
was. What about
Just-
the weightlifting side of it?
Yeah.
Good or bad?
It was all right. It was grip.
I
It was surprising. Very surprising.
I saw so many things where people were like, oh my God, I thought it'd be fine. And then I got to the bar and I couldn't lift 50 kg.
It's like the big guys who normally lift like a lot of weight weren't lifting that heavy.
What was key to it then? Did you have to like kind of pace the first part of the workout to be able to lift a reasonable weight? Or did you aim to push hard in the first workout, get a good score and lift what you could?
the first time I did it, I paced it a bit too much on the first 2 rounds. But you can, if you go too slow, you're going to lose the workout.
Yeah.
But you can't win the workout in the first 2. And obviously, if you go too fast in the first 2, you can lose it in the third one.
Yeah, how do you balance that out in your head? Like, how did you know what to go for?
Our 5-minute tests, paces. You can just use them. Do really, really good guideline. Because if you go too fast, it's just going to spit you out and you're going to be absolutely screwed.
Are you feeling a little bit more perky this week compared to last?
I mean, I would have if my video kept recording on my redo.
Oh, no.
I think I was about 40 seconds ahead going into the last bomber slots or something.
Oh, that's so frustrating.
My video went off.
So what do you do? Like, do you have to submit the first score?
Yeah.
Oh, dear. So what does this mean for you now?
Try and get in the gym and do the quarterfinals.
Yeah? You think that's possible? Yeah, where you are, to find a gym where you can do it? Because you need rope climbs and you need bars and
GHD and rings.
Yeah. Although I've seen you've got rings that, like, you've got rings at
I'm
best,
not allowed on
you?
them. I'm too fat.
Oh.
I'm too fat and heavy.
Fair enough. Yeah, Beth's a bit louder than you, yeah?
Says he doesn't want to be sitting on the toilet and have the wall pulled away.
Okay, so we need to find a gym.
Yeah. But the gym's open on the Monday, and if it's the same as the Open, we'll have a day on Monday to get the workouts that we haven't been able to do.
What are your goals now for the quarters?
Make it through the semis, but it's going to be hard because...
You think you can keep your life together to make it through to the semis? You know, your things need to record.
Yeah, there's that as well. But I'm definitely capable of making semis. I don't doubt myself that, but it's just being able to get my hands on the stuff that I need to do.
So that is all we've got time for this week, and with the Open coming to a close, as do we. But I hope you've enjoyed the content as much as we've had fun making it for you. And fingers crossed, we will be back in time for the quarterfinals to bring you all the action from the guys taking part. So enjoy the brief break. Good luck in the quarters, and we'll see you soon.